We're with Danica Patrick. How's it going?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. So I understand you are in town to promote a new video game. So
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the game Blur.
Well, the game is called Blur.
Yep.
And it's because you're going so fast.
Uh-huh.
And it is kind of true because you do go really fast in the game, and you know, obviously things go by very quickly on the sides of you.
Yeah.
But I think the really neat part about the game is that as fast as you're going, it's still pretty easy to use, and I think that every game that I've ever played in the past has always been kind of hard to get used to, and
Right.
I don't really have time to learn how to play every darn video game in the world, so
Right.
you know, this is something that everyone will catch on to really quickly. So for me, that's the best part about it.
And is it like Super Mario Kart, like something similar to that, or?
Kind
It's
of,
a racing
because
game,
you're
obviously.
you're a racing game, and you know, you are not on, you know, I mean, with Super Mario Kart, sometimes you're on more like tracks a little bit,
Right.
but this is more like, you know, you're driving like in like canals, and sometimes you're driving through streets, and sometimes you're on like dirt track areas, and so you know, there's not really track part to it.
Right.
So it's much more about like picking your kind of favorite car and maybe your favorite location, like Monaco or wherever. So you know, it's a little bit more practical, I would say.
Right. Were you a big video game fan growing up?
When I was a kid, I really liked video games, and then I grew away from it.
Okay.
I guess you can't ever say grow out of it, because we all play, you know, a lot of people play video games. So you know, I don't have time to learn them, is the thing, and so I didn't have to learn this game really. And you know, probably the fact that the first time I played against somebody I won was probably the thing that made me hooked.
What was your favorite game growing up? Do you remember?
Probably Super Mario Brothers.
The original?
Yeah, the original, like going down the tubes, and you know, that was probably my favorite game.
Can you act out some of the noises from the video game now? Or?
I was thinking about the pew, 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 and like how it makes like the, you know, you catch things or you get small, and it's like pew, pew, pew.
That's awesome. Now, you did voiceover work, probably not stuff like that, but was that
a little more serious than that?
Was that fun to do?
Yeah, it is. You know, I think it's amazing when you get into a studio, you realize how finite your words are, and how you can adjust them and change them with just literally like smiling while saying something can totally change how it sounds. And you know, you have that moment where you're like, that's it, that's the one, and it doesn't even sound that much different, but you know, it's about making it perfect. So we did that.
Do you think the band Blur is actually making a comeback now? Do you think anyone's going to be confused, or is it just me?
What does that say about me if I say who?
Do you know Blur, the Woohoo song? No?
Would you sing it for me?
Oh, sure. I don't mind it. I already had you do the doot doot, so I might as well do it. There's a woohoo.
Oh, yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I kind of do.
You do, kind of?
Yeah, I kind of do know that song.
I'll send you the YouTube. You do, right?
Yeah,
okay. Right.
I think I do.
So obviously no one's going to have a problem except me, though.
I guess, you know what, I don't think there'll be confusion.
Let me ask you about indie and, you know, working toward there. Where's your mindset at right now?
That I'm here today doing some media, and I take it one day at a time, and we are on track on Saturday, so we have a few days until then, and I like the fact that I'm going to get into market and get to Indianapolis before, you know, well before the weekend starts. It's kind of nice to settle in before the on-track stuff starts, because it's such an important month. So so yeah, I'll be in early to settle in.
Do you have you know, you just did voiceover work, and you can do the doot doots really good. After your racing career is over, I mean, have you thought about acting or, you know, stuff like that?
You know, I guess it's getting to be a common question. Like after I did a CSI episode where I was, you know, I was a race car driver.
You're convincing to go daddy ads.
Thanks.
I mean,
Thanks. I really am authentically reacting to these crazy girls. I think that for me, I don't know what's at the end of the tunnel, but you know, I like doing little short things here and there, commercials and little starring parts or little walk-on part things for shows. But I would say that I didn't dream about becoming an actress.
Okay.
But I think it would be fun to just do little bits here and there.
But you did dream about being a race car driver, obviously.
I did dream about being a race car driver, and that's happening. So.
You ever dream about
just dream?
Just dream. There you go. Did you ever dream about being in a video game?
Probably. I probably have dreamt, like, I probably have dreamt like I'm in a video game before. I remember seeing cartoons one night. That's kind of video game-ish, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's a really interesting part to be able to have, and it's, you know, my role in the game, I think, is very cool and very appropriate, and I think people will like it.
And you play yourself in the game, right?
I am myself. Kind of.
Okay. Like a variation of yourself.
A variation of myself.
Okay. Do you have an unlimited amount of GoDaddy domain names?
I could have as many as I wanted, but how many does it take? I think I have probably, I don't know, maybe I have 10 or so. I mean, I have like every kind of Danica Patrick, Danica Racing, or what, I mean, like anything you could think of. So, yeah.
Danica Patrick, woohoo.com maybe?
You know what?
It's not taken.
Blur woohoo.
See?
Sounds good, doesn't it?
That just happened.
Okay, that just happened.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, John.